She's just hoping for another opportunity to.
She hasn't, she's here on the drug case. Since the beginning of the case, she hasn't tested.
Understood, Your Honor.
You get the court thing cleared up, but then you had the other thing, and I still, for the time of year, I don't have a test on you.
I can go take one today. Is there a way that I can get somebody? I have my daughter here with me.
Ma'am, you probably shouldn't have done that. Ma'am?
On this way.
Ma'am, go with my bailiff now. Now.
We're in Judge Simpson's courtroom with a defendant who came armed with every excuse in the book. She's acting like she had no idea what was expected of her, as if court orders are optional and only apply when life isn't too busy. What? She doesn't realize as judges hear more excuses in one day than a kindergarten teacher hears at nap time and they can spot fake confusion instantly. The look on Judge Simpson's face says it all. He's done with the "I didn't know," the "nobody told me," and the Oscar-level shock that responsibilities actually exist. And she's about to find out the hard way that pretending to be clueless doesn't block consequences, it speeds them up. This lesson is coming with handcuffs, paperwork, and a brutal wake-up call. Do you think she's genuinely lost, or just hoping the judge is? Let's dive in.
Let's go ahead and dive in.
Thank you. In regards to the PCC, Your Honor, we are requesting an adjournment just for some continued negotiations.
With reference to the violation.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Haynes is prepared to admit to the bond violation today and provide an explanation.
I'll accept the admission, but what's the explanation?
Your Honor, it does state in the bond violation report that on the 22nd, when she reported she was visibly ill at the time, she explained to me that she has diabetes and shortly after that went into DKA and did have to be hospitalized for a few days. So unfortunately, she ended up missing that new scheduled appointment as well as her first PCC. After missing the PCC, she did contact me and we worked to get this case set to do a bench warrant recall. So she is willing to test. She is willing to comply on bond. She is sorry that she missed that appointment and she's hoping to have an opportunity to go touch base with community corrections today and reschedule. Thank you.
But okay, I hear what you're saying, but when I look at this, all of the events that I have in this occurred at basically toward the end of September.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm now almost 30 days out and nothing's been corrected.
And Ms. Haynes indicated to me that she wasn't aware that she needed to make contact with community corrections because she had the bench warrant.
I didn't know that I can just go back there and.
Yeah, but once the bench warrant was cleared, she still. That doesn't even make any sense to me.
They told me that I had to wait when first they told me I had to do it online.
What online?
For the bench warrant.
That's fine.
Yeah, and I didn't know that the warrant was cleared until I come to court today. And
what
I
do you
thought
mean
I
you
needed
didn't know it was cleared?
Another referral to go back to community corrections. I didn't know I could just walk back in there and do it all over again with a warrant. I tried to come up here and walk in on a warrant, but they told me that they only do it once a month. At the end of the month on Wednesdays. And that would have been yesterday, but I had received a.
Yeah, but where were you between that? All of this occurred September 2nd. I get what counsel's telling me that at some point you're in the hospital for a few days. So even if that takes me to the end of September, which is giving a lot of grace just in terms of time, I'm now here on the 23rd and nothing.
Because they told me that I could not walk in on the warrant. And I didn't know that I could just go back to community corrections.
You have an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
And Your Honor,
I was contacting the attorney, and when I was contacting the attorney, she was telling me that she didn't even. Well, it was a he. It wasn't even her. It was a whole different attorney. We were texting back and forth, and I was asking him questions, and he was saying he was in court. He don't know. He'll find out. And then he told me I could do it online, so I just did it online.
And Your Honor, I will say Ms. Haynes does want to resolve this case. She did make steps to take care of the bench warrant and to get the case back on track. So she's just hoping for another opportunity to.
She's hearing a drug case. Since the beginning of the case, she hasn't tested.
Understood, Your Honor.
This defendant showed up with a full sampler platter of excuses and not a single bite of accountability. First it was I didn't know. Then it became I couldn't get the information. And we're supposed to believe she just drifted around in confusion for months. Yes, she was in the hospital for a bit, but that doesn't magically erase all the other weeks she ignored her bond conditions. She pleaded guilty to violating her bond, and then immediately flipped right back into excuse mode, like that moment of honesty was just a commercial break. At some point, Judge Simpson stopped focusing on her words and started watching her attitude, because her story had more holes than Swiss cheese in a blender. She blamed paperwork, communication issues, anything except herself. Judges absolutely hate it when someone pretends to be helpless while actively ignoring the rules they were clearly given. If she had walked in, owned her mistakes, and shown real remorse, the judge likely would have had more room for mercy. But instead, she tried to manipulate the situation, and courtroom manipulation never lands well. You can practically see the moment the judge mentally checks out of her story and realizes this isn't confusion, it's avoidance. And when a judge smells avoidance, consequences arrive quickly.
I hadn't tested, Your Honor, because I didn't know that I could just find me missing mine. I didn't know that I could just go walk back in. I thought I needed another referral, or I would have went over there and walked in and
It's
said,
not as though you didn't have an attorney, whether it be the previous attorney, whether it be Ms. Foster Tucker, to tell you what you could do regarding community corrections, if anything. But you didn't abide by community corrections. You didn't appear in court. You get the court thing cleared up, but then you had the other thing, and I still, for the time of year, I don't have a test on you.
I can go take one today. I can go over there right now when I leave here. But I just need to know am I
Anything you want to
assigned?
say? I will adjourn her probable cause conference to October 30th, 2025, 9 a.m. Anything you want to say before I send you on violation?
No, sir.
Well, at this point, she's not complied with everything. I'm going to revoke her bond, sentence her to 7 days, Washington County Jail. Defendant's remanded.
Is there a way that I can get somebody? I have my daughter here with me,
Ma'am, you probably shouldn't have done
but she only had a half a day of school.
that. Ma'am,
On this way.
they'll figure it out.
Let me give her this. I'll give it. One time.
Ma'am, go with my bailiff now. Now.
Here's the truth. The I'm confused routine in court has a 0% success rate, almost every time. Acting clueless just fast-tracks you straight to a jail cell with fewer freedoms than you had walking through the door. Since the start of her case, she hasn't taken a single drug test, not one. Claiming she didn't know or didn't understand doesn't change the reality that she ignored every order put in front of her. Judge Simpson saw right through it and gave her 7 days in jail for doing absolutely nothing while out on bond. No drug tests, no compliance, just excuses and courtroom theatrics. Now that custody is on the table, suddenly she's eager to take a drug test, but last-minute effort doesn't rewrite months of defiance. At this point, jail isn't just punishment. It's a reset button. Maybe a week behind bars will finally drive home the fact that freedom comes with rules, and courts don't operate in fantasy mode. Hopefully she uses that time to figure out what real accountability looks like. Do you think 7 days was enough? Or should Judge Simpson have gone harder? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.